Comfort County Blue.
At this time, I'm going to call the regular board meeting to order.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. I recommend approval of the agenda as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The chair votes aye, and the motion passes.
All right, thank you, sir. And tonight we have a school presentation from McBride Elementary. So I will recognize Dr. Brittany Schneider, and I believe she has a video presentation for us tonight. Thank you, Dr. Schneider. Job well done. Been a year like no other, that's for sure. All right, I have no correspondence to communicate to the board tonight, so we'll move on to Roman numeral 1 under business action items. We have the consent agenda resolution. For the consent agenda, the board has been furnished with background material on each item or has discussed the item in a previous meeting. Consent agenda items will be acted upon with one vote without discussion. If a board member wants to discuss any item, it will be pulled from the consent agenda and voted on separately. Does any board member wish to pull anything from the consent agenda? Hearing none, Mr. President, I recommend approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The chair votes aye, and the motion passes.
And just for the benefit of the audience and those that may watch this later, the consent agenda consisted of the minutes from previous meetings, as well as the bills and accounts payable for March and the financial reports, and those statements have been reconciled. We also adopted tonight the textbook committee that will represent our school system as they adopt new textbooks for the math course of study. Also, there was a resolution in the consent agenda honoring Mr. Paul Parker, and the board also accepted our ESSER 2 application, which has also been approved by the state. Moving on to item B, under consideration of real estate matters, Mr. President, I recommend approval of the real estate sales contract as presented and giving the superintendent the authorization to execute the contract.
Do I have a motion to approve the real estate sales contract as presented and approval for superintendent to, what'd you say?
Execute.
Execute.
Yeah, it's a fun word.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve the real estate contract and also the approval of the superintendent to negotiate.
Execute.
Execute.
I've already
Already
negotiated.
negotiated.
I've already negotiated. We're beyond that.
Okay.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The chair votes aye, and the motion passes.
Okay.
And next, Mr. President, I recommend the board approve the attached resolution authorizing the capital outlay school warrant as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the attached resolution as presented?
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve the attached resolution as presented.
Do I have a second? A second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Chair votes aye, and the motion passes.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Under item C, the personnel report, I recommend the board approve the attached personnel report as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the personnel report as presented?
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the personnel report.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm sorry, any discussion? Hearing none. The chair votes aye, and the motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. President. And for the benefit of the audience, I will read the personnel report, and it may take a little while. During the work session, we had a good lengthy discussion about the approved ESSER 2 application, and you are going to hear some new positions and that we're excited about that we think are going to have a great impact on our school system next year to address the unfinished learning that's resulted as a result of the pandemic. And so the new positions that have been posted and that we are filling tonight were largely funded by stimulus funds. Under item 1, leave of absence, Kathy Eldridge for the remainder of the school year with flexible dates. Under item 2, retirement resignation, Fanny Garner, CNP, Sandra Green, CNP, Deborah Ryan, CNP, and all of those are effective June 1. Robbie Thomas, CNP, effective August 1. Scott Smart, resignation from system-wide custodian assigned to Muscle Shoals High School. That'll be effective April the 16th. And Shane Smothers, resignation from all teaching and coaching duties effective June 17th. Under item 3, transfer and reassignment, and these specifically were available due to ESSER funds. Katie Hagel from teacher at McBride to math coach at McBride. Cassie McConnell from teacher at Highland Park to reading coach at Highland Park. LaTanya Morris from teacher at Highland Park to intervention/ELA at the middle school. Shannon Nettles from teacher intervention at McBride to teacher intervention at Webster. Tanya Newton from teacher at McBride to teacher intervention math at McBride. Teresa Patterson from teacher at Webster Elementary to intervention teacher at Howell Grace Preschool. And Katrina Smith from teacher at McBride to instructional partner at Muscle Shoals Middle School and Muscle Shoals High School. And all of those positions are for next school year. Under transfer reassignments, Dusty Davis from health teacher at Muscle Shoals High School to assistant principal at Muscle Shoals High School effective July 19th. Rachel Knight returning from leave, transfer from teacher at Howell Grace Preschool to teacher at Highland Park Elementary. Kayla Passarella from teacher at Howell Grace Preschool to teacher at Highland Park Elementary. Lindsay Wallace from teacher at Highland Park and Webster Elementary to full-time reading coach at Webster. Lee Waters from teacher of special education at the middle school. She will be splitting duties between the high school and middle school. And Derek Weaver from PE teacher at Muscle Shoals Middle School to PE teacher at the high school. And again, all those positions are for next school year. Under employment, David Michael Darden, PE teacher at Muscle Shoals Middle School. Taylor Edwards Darden, special ed teacher at Muscle Shoals Middle School. Ellie Logan, teacher at Webster Elementary School. Mackenzie Reck, teacher at McBride Elementary. Blake Stone, C&P director for the district. Rebecca Sullivan, teacher at Highland Park. Kim Parrish, clerical aide office at Muscle Shoals Middle School, effective July 26th. And Sarah Wallace, teacher at Howell Grace Preschool. And most all of those teaching positions, again, are for next school year. Under other contract employment or supplemental assignment, Catherine Osteen, scoring the OSAT assessment for the district. Morgan Intrican, extended year services for IDEA eligible students, and that's the case for also Brandon Aldridge, Lee Waters, and Conda Reichert. Tanya Moore, intervention at Webster Elementary School for next school year. Amanda King, contract science teacher to cover the leave at Muscle Shoals High School for the remainder of this school year. Blake Stone, the just appointed C&P director for the district for 10 additional days of pay prior to her effective start date for training, orientation, and administrative duties. Kim Parrish, who was just hired as the clerical aide at the Muscle Shoals Middle School office, she will get 5 additional days for training prior to her official start date. And then under the community ed program, some summer cap staff, Bridget James, Karen Knight, Brooke Cantrell, Sedona Creekmore, Kiara Goodlow, Daisy Hill, Erin Holly, Joseph Killen, Leanne Malone, Chase McDonald, Catherine Morrow, Miranda Monroe, Kennedy Pace, Michelle Williams, Gina Bullman, Macy Bass, Isabel Bridges, Lakaya Foster, Chaston Mitchell, and Christina Williams, all working in various aspects of our community education program. And I think that's the personnel report, Mr. President. Under my superintendent's report, just a few items of interest. The band is going to be having 2 shows on April the 20th that you may be interested in. It's called A Night at the Theater. Same night, 2 shows, one at 6 and one at 7:30. Invite everybody to participate in that. Come on out and see that. Also, the Chorus Show Choir has a performance of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, April 30th through May the 2nd. Dr. Davis sent me some student recognition. Sarah Puckett is the 6A Girls Player of the Year and the Times Daily 4A to 7A Player of the Year. So we definitely congratulate Sarah. She's had a great season and a great career as an athlete here at Muscle Shoals High School. And then Ryan Moore placed 2nd in the Shoals Spark competition. So we're excited about that. Board, you're also invited to the annual coronation. That's actually this Sunday, April the 18th at 3 o'clock, right, Dr. Davis? 3 o'clock on Sunday. And the students that will be representing the senior class in the coronation are Caitlin Berry, Emma Cobb, Sailor Collum, Mally Dover, Mally Hester, Suzanne Marsh, Lauren McBrayer, Sarah Puckett, Rebecca Schaefer, and Lauren Vance. And the boys are Carter Arnold, Garrison Campbell, Clay Davis, Aiden Gay, Sam Jacobs, Sawyer Mackey, Clay McGuire, Clay Pittman, Connor Reed, and Sam South. It's a good group of students representing the senior class for the coronation, and we wish them all the best of luck. One of them will be crowned Mr. and Miss Muscle Shoals High School. Some information from our Career Academy. Ms. Stonecipher provided us this with our work-based learning totals for the year. Work-based learning student of the month is Morgan Calvert, and then the work hours for all of our students in the work-based learning program for this year have been over 13,000 hours. They've earned over $109,000 in wages, and the total economic impact of our work-based learning program this year is $763,133. And that's pretty neat considering what we've been through this year, that those kids were still able to get out in the workforce and learn those skills that they need going forward. So we're excited about that. I do want to announce to the board that we do plan to have the retirement tea this year. That was unfortunately canceled last year, and we had a large group of folks that retired. last year, including our superintendent, that we were not able to honor because of the pandemic, but we're going to do that this year. We are going to move it from this room, and we're going to go over to the Career Academy. Mr. Madden has been gracious enough to give us access to the multipurpose room over there. That'll be May 26th, starting at 2 o'clock. It's from 2 to 3:30. It is kind of come and go, but there is a program shortly after 2 o'clock where we'll honor all the retirees. So you're definitely invited to be here for that. And then, believe it or not, graduation is just around the corner. Dr. Davis presented during the work session to give you guys some details about that, but just for the benefit of our audience that may watch this later, it is Thursday, May 27th, 7:30. Weather permitting, it will be at James F. Moore Stadium. So we are excited that this year is about to come to a close and that things are hopefully getting back to normal. And with that, Mr. President, that is all I have.
Do I have a motion to adjourn our regular board meeting?
I make a motion that we adjourn the board meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Chair votes aye, and the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, sir.
The hearing